So what's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. As you can see, I've got a rather large box here. Yeah, we are going to be doing an unboxing of my new lens, which I've just upgraded to, or will be upgrading to. However, I won't be getting rid of the 70-300 just yet. I may in the future, depending on how much use it gets, once I have this upgrade attached to the camera and everything. But in all honesty, I'm really excited about today. Today we actually start to get a little bit more serious about the photography with the focal range and the zoom that I'm able to use on this new upgrade. So let's give you a little bit of a hint, and I'm gonna open this box right here and we're gonna give you a little bit of a hint without trying to show too many logos and stuff. Oh, never mind, it's all over the box. This is a USB dock for the Sigma lens that I have bought. And obviously you guys have probably seen the size of this Sigma box that is in here and can probably guess what exactly it is. Sorry for the noise, but yes, this is the 150-600 lens. Now, I am really excited about this. This is the 150-600 Contemporary, and if I open it like this, you'll be able to see what is included in this absolutely massive box, which I can't now get open for some reason. Oh, come on. There we go. Why did that take so long? I don't know. But in the box, we've got two more boxes, so that's really helpful. We've got a smaller box, which I'm not entirely sure what's in it. Oh, okay. That's not actually a box, but it is the lens bag that comes with it, and this is a hefty lens bag, that is for sure. And then obviously you've got the paperwork and the manual and all that sort of stuff, or some of it at least. Oh, there's the other bit. I didn't know if it was in the lens bag or the box, but then we're gonna see what is in this box at this side. What is in this? What could be in here? So in this box, it looks like we have a cover. No, we have a strap. Multiple straps, actually. That's quite useful, hopefully. Maybe. What else is in here? We have a rubber ring, which I'm not entirely sure what that's for. And we have... Is that a lens coat? Wait, I was gonna buy one of these. It has a lens coat, yeah. No way. I was gonna buy one of these lens coats, and it has one. That's amazing. Well, that's a surprise I didn't expect. So that's maybe what this ring is for, is to keep that lens coat nice and tidy. So what I'm going to do is put this box down. Oops. There goes all the straps and different things. Again, another strap. Pretty nice strap. So we've got two straps, quite a lot of bags, but then also a lens coat included in the box. This was bought from Wex Photo and Video, by the way, pre-owned. Oh my god, look at this. Oh my god, it's a beast. Look at the size of that. That is a big lens, dude. So there's nothing in the bottom of this lens bag, which I didn't really think there was going to be. But let's just take this cap off and inspect that front element. A little bit dust, nothing a clean won't, sort out. But it looks like we've got, yeah, custom 1 and 2, and then off. For modes, we've got image stabilization on, off, 1 and 2, and then we've got focus limiting and AF, manual focus, and also some other things on here. We also have a locking switch, which is why this lens is not moving at all right now. And when... Oh my god. Wow, look at that. That looks so cool. This lens is absolutely huge, though. I'm gonna have to get used to carrying this thing around. That is for sure. But we've got a massive Sigma lens cap. This lens is, I think it's a 95mm front element, so it's really, really, really big. And that just clips off like that, and obviously you can see the rest of the lens now a little bit better. This little foot can be rotated around, which is really nice, and you can also remove it, which is ideal if you want to put an aircup Swiss plate on it or something like that. I thought this was going to be a little bit bigger, to be honest, like to hold it better, but obviously you're going to have your hand down there anyway, in my opinion. So yeah, it is what it is. I think it's going to be interesting. Is that the actual lens cap? Because that looks like a bit of an aftermarket one almost, but it's not actually. Has it got lens creep? Has it got lens creep? Yeah, a little bit. It's not too bad though. Honestly, this is a lot lighter than I was expecting. However, I haven't been out in the field with this at all, obviously, because I've just got it out of the box, and that's going to be something that I'm going to be doing very soon, is taking this out in the field just to see how it fares in comparison to other lenses I've used. Obviously, the size difference is ridiculous. This is a 70 to 300, this is the 150 to 600. It is double the length, and the weight is quite a lot more, but it's something I'm going to have to get used to. Let's have a look at the end. Is there anything wrong with it in terms of like damage to the lens or anything like that? No, it's completely pristine, really. There's a little bit of dust in the grips, but nothing a little brush can't get out. And like I said, there's a few bits of dust on the front element and all over the sort of lens itself, but I wouldn't really be worried about that. I think I'm going to be able to take this, put it on the camera and use it straight away, and not really going to have much issue with it. So now that we've got this out the way, let's have a look at this USB dock that I have bought separately. Obviously there's instructions and stuff in the box. A lot of people recommended this lens and recommended to get the dock with it, so a little bit of a wow, that is light. There's like no weight to that at all. So let's get it out the bag. And okay, so this mounts to the back of the lens, or the bottom of the lens. Obviously we'll put that down over here. You can take that lens cap off, as you can see, and then you just line it up as you would with a normal lens thing, screw it on, and then you've got a USB cable included in the box. So that's with the lens thing on, and then you just use that to open the firmware and everything like that. That's actually really, really cool that there is such a thing. How do I get this off now is the question. Ah, okay. So if you guys haven't used this, there is a little cap here which you pull up and then you can turn it and pull it off. That's fine. I was a little bit worried when I did it and nothing happened. I'm like turning it like a normal lens thing, like a normal lens thing, and it just didn't come off. So in all honesty, I'm really excited to get started with this lens, to figure out exactly what it's going to be like, and to try and get some really close-up photos of nature, wildlife and other things. But the last test, obviously, is to mount it to the camera and just see how it is in general, for weight and everything like that. So we line it up. How do we line it up? And the way you would normally line it up, you absolute pritchard. There's obviously a red thing on there. But there you go. Wow, okay. So, yes, it is weighty, it is heavy, but that's exactly what I was expecting, to be completely honest. I was expecting it to be weighty, I was expecting it to be heavy. I knew what I was getting myself in for, really, when it came to, you know, being able to... This is amazing, dude. Like, the fact it goes all the way to 600 is just crazy to me. But yeah, I really like this lens. This zoom ring is really, really smooth, to be honest. And as long as I get used to it and everything, I think it'll be really, really good for me. And again, I can hold this for quite a amount of time in just one hand, not really having an issue, as long as it's balanced well enough. And I do need to, obviously, as you guys can see, this is where the lens is, as in the lens foot is, and you can see that the camera is not straight, so I need to adjust that. But again, it's something that is very easy to adjust on the fly, as you've just seen. Like, you can just unscrew it, turn it, do whatever, tighten it up again. So you can shoot portrait with this really, really easy. And I really like that feature on this lens. It's really, really nice. And the quality, build quality of the lens seems fantastic. So, honestly, this is my new setup for when I'm out shooting wildlife, birds, aviation. And tomorrow, I'm going to be taking you guys out to Manchester Airport and having a go with this thing. So, hope you guys are looking forward to that. But we'll see you very shortly. So we're now a few days after my visit to Manchester Airport viewing area, and as you've seen some of the photos I was able to get, I am absolutely impressed by this lens. And I have to say, the 150 to 600, like, this lens is incredible for the money. Considering I picked this up for around £600 used, this lens, with the versatility of that zoom range and just how light and well balanced it is, and the fact that you do have ways of stopping the lens creeping and stuff like that with a little switch at certain elements, you can actually lock it at 600 or whatever else, which is very, very useful. However, the one thing I didn't expect to be saying is I wish it was wider. And what I mean by wider is I wish this was like a 50 to 600, or I know they do a 50 to 600, don't get me wrong, for the newer cameras and stuff. I wish this lens was around that, or maybe even lower, because the one thing that I didn't expect to happen happened when I was at Manchester Airport. And that was, I'm trying to take a picture of a plane, and what happened? I ended up getting pictures like this, where the whole plane ended up being cropped, because I was too close. Now, I have to say, that doesn't happen often. Most of the time, it won't happen. But if you're doing aviation photography, in terms of bigger jets, like the commercial airliners, and maybe even some of the big military planes, there is a potential there for you to be too close with this lens. And that's not something I expected. But that also means that there is still a place in my bag for something like this. However, I would take this with the faster autofocus and being able to or having to crop the image on purpose to get the right shot, to get sharp, rather than actually using this, which is a much cheaper lens, which has less good autofocus and much less sharpness, to be able to get the shot that I need or want. And it also then puts into the perspective of, well, what kind of shot you're going for, and how do I be creative with the fact that I've had to crop the shots. And that's where this lens does definitely excel and make you think a little bit differently. Because the other thing is, if you were fixed at 600mm, well, in a lot of scenarios, you would just be screwed. Or you would have to find a way of getting a shot that works for you in the way that you want it to. Whereas this gives you the versatility of being at 600mm and creatively cropping in, or zooming out all the way to 150 like this. The fact of the matter is that this lens is very well built, very well balanced, and the quality I'm able to get out of it, I'm very impressed with. Even at long range, depending on what I'm shooting in, how the lighting is and different things. Obviously, this camera body is an old camera body. It is 2014, it's 10 years old. So when it comes to shooting with this old body that's an APS-C that doesn't let in a ton of light, the ISO can get quite high and sometimes it gets quite grainy. The issue that I have with the lens would be rectified by a better camera body, really. Now, I have thought about upgrading to a Canon EOS 7 or something like that and using the adapter, but the thing is, it's not really designed for that, it's not really made for that, and yet we still don't have a Sigma or Tamron or any other mount for the RF mount yet. In terms of brands, it's all just Canon's own stuff, which is fair, and the quality that you get out of it is good, but the budget that you have has to be way, way higher, because, you know, the 100 to 500 is $2,500, if not more. The 200 to 800 is nearly $2,000, and at that point you're competing with this lens almost directly with the 200 to 800. The 200 to 800 does have 200mm more range, but this goes wider. So it's really, really hard to judge on what would be the best solution, and ideally a 100 to 500 that would allow you to put a 1.4 extender on but still go all the way to 100 would be the best option, but I don't know how that would be possible unless they start adding teleconverters to the lens that you're able to disable and enable, or one that's built into the camera body itself, which was rumoured at one point, but I have no idea where that went or why it's disappeared. But either way, it seems like the technology may solve that issue in the future, and when it does, I'd be happy to, you know, take it on board and see what happens with that. But the fact of the matter is, this is my kit right now, and I can't be happier. Like, I have taken soft shots, don't get me wrong, but for the most part, it's me misfocusing or not focusing or using the focusing wrong. Like, for example, I will take a picture of a plane, or I'll try and take a picture of a plane. I focused on it, I'm then tracking it, but I've let go of the focus. So when it looks like it's in focus, it actually isn't, because the plane has moved out of the focus zone. Therefore, it's my fault, not the camera or the lens's fault. And that's what I want to get across. If I'm taking bad shots, it's on me and not the gear that I'm using, because I'm able to get some incredible stuff with this. And the sharpness of the lens and everything like that, so far, I've been mega impressed with it. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this first impressions review of the So hopefully you guys have enjoyed this first impressions review of the Sigma 150 to 600 Contemporary, and honestly, it's blown me away. So if you did enjoy this video, don't forget to like, share and subscribe, and I'll talk to you guys in the next one.